Can you type in the chat?
За ингээд энд хариултаа хаасан. Тэнгэрийн деважийг та яг хэрхэн төсөөлдөг вэ? Тэнгэр дэх деважийн газар дэх деваж ямар байдаг вэ?
Images. What kind of heaven do you like to live?
Та яг юу хэрхэн төсөөлдөг вэ деважин?
Good family living for each other. Yes.
Бибиндээ хайртай
Peaceful
ингээд
family and world life.
Тэгээ дэлхийн төвчний ингээд гэр бүл болох. Нөгөө энэ чатан дээр хүмүүс бичсэн байна.
Sorry, I missed some.
Бибинийгээ хайрлах гэсэн байна.
I missed some. Sorry.
Нийтлэг айгуу тийм эр найртай нийгэм гэсэн байна тий. Тэр тэмцэх деважныг та яг яаж төсөөлдөг вэ? Бүх хүмүүс аз жаргалтай хамтдаа байх гэж төсөөлсөн байна. Жинхэнэ хайр гэжсэн байна. Гэр бүл ингээд хайр эр найрамдалтай хайр гэр бүлүүд.
True happiness.
Тэгээ бусдтай эр найртай эвсэг амьдрах. Тэгээ гурван агуу ажлыг хэрэгжүүлсэн хүмүүс.
Secret blessings. All world is a big family community. We all feel like
бүхэл дэлгүүр дэлхийн нэг хамтдаа ингээд нэгэн гэр бүл байхаа гэлнэ.
You have more and more concrete images, happy and peaceful relationship with other people. Yes. For example, like families and friends share the things together. No quarrel. Everybody has their own unique project. They can show themselves their uniqueness. Actually, if we have time, you can have many more imagination. What kind of heaven, what kind of chonirgo you want? You can get more. Oh, yes. Parents share ice cream with children. Yes, yes. There is everlasting joy and happiness based on true love. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. You can have, if you take time to think what kind of heaven chonirgo, you will get many more, many ideas. So a family with God together. Yes. So many, all of children have very unique imagination skills, especially small children have no foreign concept from experiences in this world, this foreign world. So do not deny them with your narrow view. One naughty boy answered that he doesn't want to go to heaven. It's problem if he don't want to go to heaven. If heaven is like inside chapel, where everyone must keep silence and wearing only white clothes. So this is a very honest small children's feeling. So for them, what kind of heaven, what kind of chonirgo? Yes. Actually, you can ask them or discuss in a family. Yeah. So children, all the children have unique feelings, thinking. So let them have this free will, free feelings to show up. this kind of relax and then accepting atmosphere is very also good for the children. So this boy actually was pupil of teacher Anshari. It's from the book of series of games. Yes. So actually we can say anything for the Chonilgok images. But our own feelings very inside our heart. We can have a lot of feelings according to your experience in the childhood or your neighborhood. If your neighborhood always quarreling, always shouting, or other neighbors always having a violence, in that case, you might feel I want to go to the heaven where there is no violence, no quarrels, like this. So this very complete images is very important. If you have very complete images, you can also share it to the children. Also, children can feel relaxed. They can also tell you what kind of heaven they want to go. Okay. So next slide. Okay. As a Sunday school teacher, the more you pour your heart to let children feel God's love, the closer relationship you and God will have. So nobody can steal this relationship. This is the true treasure of yours. And be reminded that children have pure ability to feel your state of mind. If you are saying just it came from the head knowledge or just common sense or from your true feeling. So when they trust teacher, then they began to absorb anything what teacher says to them. So just be, no need to show yourself like a perfect human. If you have mistaken, just say sorry. This kind of relationship, children actually they like. Yes. Next. Okay, just a break. This is the 32 years ago in Japan. Those babies are already 32 years old. Hopefully, I wish they have happy life with God. Yeah. So this is the time I realized how nice and how important the second gen education. So this baby is from the left is Kiyomi-chan, Tadaoki-kun, Nao-chan, Toyoko-chan, Hitoe-chan, Kuni-chan. So those small children, it's very fast to grow. It's already, I cannot believe it's already 32 years already passed. Yes. So next, this is second testimony. During I teach in Sunday school, Philippine HQ. While you are in charge of Sunday school, there will be many obstacles, externally and internally. In many cases, like life journey, people choose to give up the mission
Тэгээд
when there is difficulty.
үйл ажиллагаа явахдаа тэгээд маш олон хүмүүс яг ингээд бууж өгдөг.
I had also many kind of obstacles too.
Маш их бэрхшээлүүдтэй тулгарч байсан.
Skill problems, language problems,
чадварын асуудал,
health
хэлний
problems,
асуудал, эрүүл мэндийн
financial
асуудал,
problems,
эдийн
and
засгийн
many
асуудал,
others.
санхүүгийн асуудал гэдэг маш олон асуудлууд байсан.
And I'm not so confident teaching.
Би тэгээ баг тийм их итгэлтэй багш.
But you can feel.
Тэгээд одоо ч гэсэн та ингээд мэдэрч байгаа хаа
in front of audience.
Тийм олон хүмүүний өмнө ингээд
but since I was so inspired about second generation children education,
хараад маш их урам зориг авсан.
I was so inspired by children's pure heart.
Хүүхдүүдийн ингээд тэр ариухан зүрхлийг хараад маш их урам зориг авсан.
Teaching in Sunday school.
Тэгээ бүтэнсээ ингээд
many teaching ideas coming up in my mind. These miraculous experiences push my back to continue to teach children.
Туршлагууд надад ингээд намайг цааш нь үргэлжлүүлэн ингээд
when it's really come to limit of my patience.
Тэгээд үнээр энэ бүхэн ингээд бас юм төвчээртэй байж гарч ирдэг.
Like a feeling I want to quit. This kind of feeling already.
Тэгээд би одоо ерөөсөө байрсаа бууж өгье гэх юм аюу хэрэгжсэн.
Like lying down.
Тэгэл ерөөсөө одоо боли буугаад өгье гэдэг өгмөр те.
Actually that time
яг тэр үед болохоор
God approached me in my heart and said, do not stop Sunday school.
Тэгээд бүтэнсээ continue зогсож болохгүй та үргэлжлүүлэх хэрэгтэй. Хүүхдүүдтэй хамт үргэлжлүүлэх хэрэгтэй гэж хэлсэн. Чи чаднаа гэж хэлсэн.
So thank you.
Аюукасанд туслая гэсэн баярлалаа гэж чатан дээр хэлсэн мэ?
Yeah. No, it's no more actually no feeling of this kind. This is already
одоо тийм мэдрэмж байхгүй. Хэдэн жилийн
өмнө мэдрэгдсэн. Really came to me and encouraged me.
Үнэхээр надад ирээд намайг
урамшуулсан. Really the encountering God and become very close to God. This is a very precious time. So that's why Sunday school mission for me is very precious. And then this mission let me close to God. So I could feel God is always with me. With this precious experience, I could stand again and teach children without looking for my benefit or reward. So, few years later, okay, so I got great blessings actually. Not only one, but many. And it's a countless and unimaginable blessings. This is real. And I realized that if you give yourself selflessly, you surely receive. This is really my realization. It's really, I appreciate and very grateful during this mission. I could get this feeling and become close to God. So that's why I really continue. Okay, next. So this is one of surprising. This was 2019, I think, Guru Father's Songwa anniversary. One after the left side up was he sang the song for the very emotional, very comforting song for the members, old members. And it was touching my heartstrings, and I was shocked when this photo of storytelling activity came out. Actually, IHQ used this to sing again and again. even this year.
Ашиглаад ингээд харагдчихсэн тэр артлын
So
фон дээр тий харагдчих.
I was so encouraged and comforted.
Маш их уран
What I doing,
хүлээж авсан.
I'm
Миний хийж байгаа
doing
зүйл нь үнэхээр
is really
чухал ингээд хэрэгтэй юм байна.
God knows.
Бурхан яг
If
мэдж
nobody
байгаа юм
knows,
байна.
but
Хэн ч
God
мэдэхгүй
knows.
байсан ч гэсэндээ Бурхан мэдж байгаа.
Yes.
Тийм ээ.
And in this picture, actually, I give you the quiz. There is some difference between this background and my picture left side. Actually, two difference, but you can find one difference. What's the difference between these two pictures? Can you see? Can you find? What's the difference? This is almost same picture, but actually few seconds different. Which part is different? Anybody can tell?
Ялгаа байна уу? Та нэг хэлэх хүн байна уу? Ялгааг.
Nobody. Nobody.
Хэлэх хүн байхгүй юу?
Yes, holding envelope. Pink girl, yes, holding envelope. Yes. Oh, very good. Yes. The girl that with long sleeve from the left have yes, bring down the envelope. Yes. Yes. I thought it's same picture, but when I found this and check two pictures, it's different. Yes. That's why the one second gen behind inside the van is also different. Yes, she is also second generation sisters. Yes. Yeah, good. You have very good. Next. Okay, now another question. So today we gather together as Asia Pacific Sunday school teachers. It's very amazing. We have many kinds, various cultures and languages, and even the religion. So international blessing marriage is the only way to solve conflict of cultures and religions. So can you check? You can see your languages. Language is the culture. So have you studied your nation's culture in this way? For example, in Japanese, when we say thank you, is arigato. This arigato's original meaning is it seldom happens. What you did for me is so precious. Okay. So the language, the greetings have a original meaning. That's the culture. In Japan, so that's why arigato mean is seldom happen. This is very precious. Like this. So, okay. Now question is yes. What is good morning or morning greetings original meaning in your national language? Yes. It's also okay. Yeah, original language. If you are in a different country. Okay. Please type. Oh, no meaning. Let's check. Russia. Kind morning. Magandang umaga. What is magandang umaga means? Beautiful morning. Indo. Oh, I cannot. Malaysia. Selamat. Safe morning, Malaysia.
Масаж болохоор ингээд амар амгалан өглөө гэсэн.
Indonesia.
Индонез болохоор.
Yes. Best morning. Yes.
Гайхалтай өглөө гэсэн санаа.
And wow. Peaceful morning.
Амар амгалан өглөө гэсэн.
What's the meaning? Original meaning, peaceful morning. Magandang umaga. Magandang umaga is beautiful morning.
Сайхан өглөө гэсэн утгатай.
Good morning. Mayos buntag. It literally means good morning. Arun sawat. New day. Say hi. Okay.
Өглөө нь шинэ өглөө мэдчилж ийн гэсэн утгатай.
Is it correct pronunciation? Sorry. Magandang umaga. Saan ka pupunta? Okay. Good morning.
Amгалан гэсэн юу юм.
Buenos dias. Where is that? Buenos dias. Zamboanga.
Buenos dias.
Oh, okay. Peaceful morning. In Malaysia, Chinese.
Хятадаар тийм.
안녕하세요. Are you still alive? Good morning. Okay. So, as you could see the.
Тэгээ та нар бас ингээд энэ чатан дээр харж байгаа хаа.
Okay, yes.
Бурхны өглөө гэсэн.
Even the morning greetings have original meaning.
Тэгээд өглөөний мэдчилгээ бас тэр хэлнээс шалтгаалаад тэр арай өөр утгаар соёлыг илэрхийлж байна.
Came from history or something.
Түүхэн тэр соёлын тэр нөлөөнөөс шалтгаалаад өөрөөр.
Good morning in Japanese is
Японоор өглөөний Ohayou gozaimasu гэдэг байгаа.
It's very early. You are so hardworking.
Энэ маш их та шаргуу ажиллаж шүү гэсэн цаг утга гарч ирдэг.
When they meet each other in the early morning.
Тэгээ өглөө эрт ингээд ирэх уулзалтаа ингээд.
You are hardworking.
Та энэ эрт ямар шаргуу ажиллаж шүү гэсэн.
So it's very interesting to check your languages in this way. There is, I think, many other greetings you can check after this. Okay. Language is the very, deep culture. So language is very important. And so next is, now we go to divine principle. I'm very fond of reading introduction because this start, as many said in the life goal, in the beginning, first sentence is, everyone is struggling to attain happiness and avoid misfortune. So everybody is want to be happy. Everybody don't want to cry in the sadness. But the human fall represents humanity's descent into ignorance. So we don't know what to do. The new truth should guide fallen human beings to return to the original state. To do this, it must reveal the purpose for which God created humankind and the universe, and teach about the process of their restoration and its ultimate goal. So we really have to study and check it. Not only study, but also to check it if it's true or not. So God has sent one person to this earth to resolve the fundamental problems of human life and the universe. His name is Samyang Moon. He fought along against millions of devils, both in the spiritual and physical world, and triumphed over them all. Through intimate spiritual communion with God, and by meeting with Jesus and many saints in paradise, he brought to light all the secret of heaven.
тэнгэрийн тэр нууцыг
So how great is
гаргаж
true
ирсэн юм
parent?
аа.
We can read it in the introduction.
Тэгээд
And
ингээд
in
танилцуулган дээр
introduction, last sentence,
танилцуулган
they
дээр
say,
хамгийн сүүлийн өгүүлбэр дээр
in
болохоор
every corner of the world, countless souls who had been groping in the darkness are receiving the
маш
light
олон
of
хүмүүс
this,
ингээд харанхууд
this
амьдарч
new
байна.
truth and being reborn.
Зүйл нь болохоор шинэ
So
үнэ
as
юм
we
аа.
witness this, we cannot stop shedding tears of deepest inspiration. We desire from the bottom of our hearts that it's right quickly fills the hearts. So this part really, this is why we study, and this is why we do witnessing. This is why we do every tribal messiahs. So everything is for the everyone's happiness. God's happiness. Happiness. Yes. So always remember this part. We are one part of this. Yes. We are always hoping for everybody's happiness and help each other, and we witness, we fundraise. So everything is here. Okay, next. Yes. The divine principles. What I tell here is give and take action and spiritual. Because we cannot talk about many important things in the divine principle, but for me, this give and take action is very important. Because this is to form four-position foundation for development and achievement. So now, what kind of give and take action will you have with children in Sunday school? Effective give and take action. Actually, these ideas, some ideas came from my interactive storytelling master from Japan. Actually, she is a member and she really very worried about children's education. Although she is not involved in the children's education right now. She is already 8 years old. Give and take is really key to develop. So what kind of give and take we do, and we already know what's the result. So give and take, effective give and take action, it should be God-centered. So as the picture show, the subject partner in the middle and object partner go around. So subject partner stay at the center position and do not leave from this position. So Sunday school teacher in the center, you can give any kind of give and take. Can be friendly. Sometimes children is teaching teacher. Also it can be, but you have to be in the center position. If you leave the position, no more good give and take action. And accept children as is. So children is on the way to develop. So we accept them first as is. And then together grow. And it should be interactive, two-way, not one way. That's why this is, we say interactive storytelling. and then input and output at the same time.
Түүх ярих тухай гэдэг хэлсэн байгаа.
So if you ask a question or children ask a question to you and answer, it's not limited in learning, inputting, but children speak out, then they can output at the same time. So this is very effective and to check how children understood. And it should be positive and developing and enjoyable and happy atmosphere, so that children will have more vitality and grit. So, and at the last, teacher can learn from children's viewpoint too. Actually,
багш нар өөрсдөө ингээ хүүхдийн үдэд бодож сурах боломжтой байдаг.
Actually, many
багш нар өөрөө сурах боломж гардаг.
Children can give you the many ideas.
Тэгээ хүүхдүүд танд ингээд шин санаануудыг хүүхдүүд өөрсдөө гаргаж өгөө. Дараагийн слайдыг харъя.
Okay.
Сүнсийн ертөнц.
So now this is about the spirit world. About the heaven.
Тэнгэрлэг дэваажин, тэнгэрийн дэваажин.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer.
Heaven on top floor in the spirit world is a world full of beauty and brilliance.
Тэнгэрийн дэваажин, тэнгэр гэдэг бол ерөөсөө сүнсийн ертөнцийн оройд нь гайхалтай тэр гэр-гэгээ цацарсан газар байдаг юм аа.
Each person is born with one personality out of 12 different personalities.
12 төрлийн төрлийг нь өөртөө шингээж төрсөн байдаг.
And in the spirit world there are 12 pearl gates according to the character of 12, and each person has their own pearl gate to enter. If we live on earth and prefer only the type which we belong, we can only enter that gate. Those who go to heaven are those who love everyone and have a heart of love who can pass through all 12 pearl gates. The key to opening the gate of heaven is our heart of love. A heart that loves people and forgets it. Heaven is a world where people with such a heart of love gather. Heaven is a world where people with such great heart of love gather. The happiness of one person is the happiness of all people, and the happiness of all people is the happiness of one person. It is a world where such people live for others and forget about it, where each other thinks only about the happiness of other and helps the other to be happy. The most important thing in heaven is the heart of love that loves and loves others, and that love makes everything possible. It is a world where food, clothing, and shelter are all covered by love and creativity, and we live filled with happiness and joy. Love is the most fundamental thing in human happiness, but love cannot be felt alone. Only with your loved ones and family can you feel love and live a joyful life in heaven. Therefore, heaven is not a place to go alone. But a place where couples with a loving heart go hand in hand with each other. animals in heaven love the heart of love that humans have.
Тэнгэрийн деважинд байгаа амьтад болохоор Бурхны тэр хүн төрлөختний хайранд дуртай байдаг.
The only thing animals think about is how can I please our master humans?
Тэгээ амьтдын боддог ганц л зүйл бидний эзэн бол хүн төрлөختнийг яаж
Animals come to humans and make them laugh, make cute gestures and make them happy.
Хүмүүсийг ингээд ад жаргалтай баяр баясгалантай инээлхийг л хүсч байдаг юм аа.
In this way, the animals of heaven are spending time together like humans and their families.
Тийм учраас деважинд байгаа амьтад болохоор яг л хүмүүсийн нэгэн гэр бүл шиг ингээд хамтдаа хүн төрлөختний баяр
And the flowers turn into beautiful colors as humans wish. And the trees change into the scenery of the four seasons which pleases humans. Mountains and the sea sing songs, rivers play music and sing various songs. A world where all nature longs for and welcomes human love. This is the natural world of heaven. Humans live and grow older, but in heaven they rejuvenate and return to their most beautiful and shining youth. So in heaven, your family, your ancestors, and everyone in heaven feel like brothers and sisters. In this way, the world where nature, animals, and all people live as a big family is heaven.
Тэнгэрт амьдарч байгаа тэнгэрийн деважинд бол тэр юм аа.
Okay, so this is actually everybody knows, but anyway, this is the reminder that heaven is like this, and then we have our own heaven's life. Actually, usually I tell in the heaven, the love is the air in the heaven. So if you cannot have love in your heart, you cannot breathe. And also, actually, nowadays many people counselors, coaching, and some like meditation people, affirmations. They say, what do you think it become real? Yes. So what do you think in your heart, in your mind, really become real? Actually, heaven is like that. So in the history, in the Old Testament age, New Testament age, even they think they wish, but it didn't become real so much. It's because of the age. This is a history we are going up to until the Old Testament age and Johnny times. So it becomes easier when you wish it becomes real. This is the heaven. So even on the earth. Okay, next. So let children know about spiritual world positive side. Also we have to teach even intellectually as a knowledge the help, but instilling fear of spiritual world and controlling children is not so. I don't recommend. Yes, that's possible, but sometimes it's not the main teaching, main education. Next. This is the last part, Hyojon heart and living for others. In order to feel and understand how great is true parents' life goes, let children listen and read various storybooks of living for others. There are various ways and levels from little sacrifices to greater sacrifices. So it's really true parent sacrificial life is
тийм маш олон юмнууд байдаг ч
beyond our imagination. Actually, nobody can do this. Even we go around, see around the world, great people, nobody can do the true parents level sacrifice. It's really that's the real. So our hope to raise children with big heart to live for others and have children heart and practice it into various action freely. So heart education is very important, not only the knowledge education. Next.
Мэдлэг боловсруулаас илүү чухал юм аа.
Okay. This is a picture, the second gen children teaching the HTM children. Our Philippine HTM children is in the very poor areas. So actually, our second gen also can practice teaching or giving like this. So if they act like this way in the service project, they can feel their heart filled and grow shining. Next. Next, I guess. So also this is Sunday school. The in the free wills, children volunteer to help teachers to prepare snacks. And also although teachers are initiating, but children fundraising for the kuya, medical expenses. Next. Okay. Another question. What is your favorite story of living for others?
Except true parents. Түүхэнд та дуртай чихээ эцгийн түүхээс гадна тэ өөр юм бодит ингээд хүүхдэд зориулсан ном байдаг шүү дээ.
You have in your mind what's the
яг санаад ч одоо орж ирж байгаа тийм ном байна уу? Бусдын төлөө амьдралыг харуулсан тэ түүх.
For example, Shimchon.
Жишээ нь болохоор Shimchon-ны
It's very famous from Korea.
Солонгосын алдарт
Night of Galactic Railroad from Japan.
Японы
movies. So teacher also
сасар окторгын түмэн замын шүн гэсэн Японы түүх бас байдаг юм.
Living for others.
Бас тэнцэг хамдаад болохоор эхлээд түл гэсэн кино бас байдаг юм байна. Америкийн. Тэгээд багш нар бас өөрсдөө энийг уншаад энэ бүхнийг үзэх хэрэгтэй ингээ энэ болохоор таны
үзэх боломжтой some story books for children.
Тэгээд хүүхдүүд зориулсан бас үлгэрийн номнууд байдаг.
From the curriculums in the Sunday school.
Тэгээд энэ болохоор
sometimes we teach
Sunday сургууль сервис ингээ тэр юм дээр
living for others.
Өдөртөмжин дээр байгаа.
Actually they can get many ideas how to live for others. Actually.
Яаж ингээ бусдын төлөө амьдрах вэ гэдэг айгу олон санаа гаргах.
Many experiences for the
биднээс өөрсөнд болохоор тийм туршлага байдаг.
Experiences. So that's why one way to know how to live for others from the books. In small children time, childhood, they really absorb those stories and be inspired. Yeah, teacher must be around with God. Yeah, of course, yes. We don't. Stories of living for others. You'll be inspired. Those are the what I recommend. And there is sometimes stories of not so good. Like Disney stories, they are not so recommendable.
Disney хүүхдүүнүүд бол нэг юм сайн биш. За дараагийн үзье.
So what will happen if you live for others selflessly?
Та ерөнхийдөө өөрийгөө төв болгохгүйгээр бусдын төлөө амьдрах юм бол юу болох вэ?
You just think it frankly.
Таныг та өөр ингээ яг
So can you tell you become a loser or a winner?
Та хэрэг яг ингээ бусдын төлөө амьдрах юм бол юу болох вэ? Та ингээ
selflessly
ялах уу эсвэл ялагдах уу? Ингээ бусдын төлөө.
Yes. It's not about getting rewarded or that, but your heart will be filled with joy.
Мэдээж энэ ямар нэгэн шагнал урамшил танд өгөхгүй гэхдээ таны ад
and divine principle
ад
says
жаргалаар
take action.
Бурхантай
Give God will prepare.
Бурхны хайр амар амгалан мэдрэх боломжтой.
Very mysteriously. I really experienced this mysterious way. God gave. So you will never feel like to separate from God.
Та хизээч ингээд Бурханаас холдохгүй тийм мэдрэмжийг хүлээж холно. Дараагийн
the question. So who is your favorite person in Bible story?
Библийн түүхэнд таны хамгийн дуртай түүх хэний түүх вэ?
For me, it's
миний хувьд болохоор энэ
Isaac, son of Abraham.
Абрахамын хүү Исаакийн
feel what his father want him to do and offer himself to be a sacrifice. He was not told to do, but with his free will, he decided to follow God's order. So I think he is very, very pure, filial son. So that's why Isaac really is my favorite person
хамгийн дуртай
in
хүн болохоор Исаак байгаа.
Bible story.
Библийн түүхэнд.
You can also
та нар бас ингэж
have yes, Isaac and Joseph. Wow.
Joseph.
Yes. So if you have favorite person in the Bible story, you can tell that story very more.
Тэгээд өөрөө дуртай тэр хүний түүхийг ярих юм бол та илүү ингээд итгэхээр ярих боломжтой. Илүү ингээд сэтгэлээ илүү урам зоригтойгоор ярих боломжтой.
Okay. Next. This is Jesus, Noah. Yes. Okay. So be flexible like a mother.
Бид нэр яг ингээд
usually the Sunday school teacher most of the time you will have mother's heart. Because mother is the one always nearer to the children.
Яг тэр ээж хүн гэдэг бол яг илүү ингээд аав гэдгээс илүү ингээд илүү хүүхдэд ойрхон байдаг.
More secret. Children can to the mother.
Ээжүүдтэй ингээд тэр нууцаа хуваалцдаг ярьдаг.
So this is the last one. This is my favorite Bible verse. 1 Corinthians 13:48.
Коринтины 13:4-8.
This is what the living for others, living together with God. This is very
гэдгийг ингээд харуулж ирсэн байна.
I think this says everything.
How to do. Яаж хийх вэ гэдэг.
Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoice with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. So this is my internal guidance. So it's not so long. I hope you enjoyed or you interacted in the lectures. So tomorrow we have more external guidance. So please expect more, please.
Тэгээ илүү
Thank you very
их
much.
маргааш хүлээгээрэй гэж хүсэж байна. Баярлалаа.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Ayako, for your inspiring lecture to show us the importance of the internal aspect of becoming a Sunday school teacher. And also we should always have this parental heart like Mrs. Ayako, who's been really dedicating her for so many years for our second generation's education. And also really should learn how to apply the divine principle in while we're really educating and raising our second and third generations. And so, as we mentioned earlier, we'll be listening to some testimonies today as well. And I would also like to remind the participants again, if you have any questions for our lecturers and also for our testimony givers, please feel free to type it in the chat box directly to our moderator, that's Q&A. You can private message them. And so first we will listen to a testimony from our passionate Sunday school teacher. She will share her own experience and insights on second generation education. And she has been working as a Sunday school teacher in the Philippines for 16 years. And she is also an advisor of the Philippine National Blessed Children Committee, as well as the education department head of Blessed Children of 13 years old and above. So let's hear from Mrs. Hiromi Silong. Let's welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, good evening already. Everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you very much. Really, I feel I'm so moved that many people's all sacrifice and many people's really sincerity. Even this workshop also, many people prepared so much. Really, thank you very much in this kind of heart foundation. I really am here. Okay, I will try to share my. Okay, I will try. Sorry. あれ見てね。これどうしたらいいの？これか。OK。これね。はい。じゃあ、Thank you very much. I will try to start. Ready? Yeah, thank you very much, and leaders and the great Sunday school teachers. Thank you very much to this workshop. So today I will try to share something that I have experienced and what I am always keep in mind. To tell you the truth, I don't have any great achievement, so I'm ashamed to share in front of you. I'm not sure this testimony will be helpful to everyone, but I hope that this was an opportunity for us to learn and grow up together, include myself. I tried today's testimony title as a foundation of joint book. This is because I am always aware of this when I spend time with the blessed children, thinking of the joint cook, which we are establishing together, and praying that each one of them will grow up to the one owner of joint cook, who is centering on children. In fact, I am the one who have received a lot of blessing and growing up with our children. So now I would like to tell you a little about my own personal story. In October 2004, finally our family have come back to the Philippines. As I promised to God, if I could move to the Philippines, I would definitely dedicate to the will that Heavenly Parents has wished to me and my family. I moved to the Philippines with the prayer and the determination to do so. Of course, at that time, I had no idea what God wanted for me, so I decided to trust that what was given to me and put it into action. This is also the determination that that has changed since I was 20 years old when I decided to dedicate myself before Him. I also had a depth of love that as a member of Mother Nation, we were loved before anyone else, even before your mother. If I look at myself with my own eyes, I have no confidence at all. But I know painfully that after I prayed that I would offer myself before God, and then Heavenly Parent pushed me out, prepared me with all His heart, and trained me. I felt as if God was saying, I have trained you, and I knew that I would never be able to trample on the love and the hard work of our Heavenly Parents. I felt that God's love was not for me alone, but because God wanted to love and nurture the people through me. In fact, I didn't choose to be born to be Japanese, but I was born and raised in Japan. And I raised that I had been blessed in so many ways without even knowing it. It's not that I was great, but because I was born in Japan, I was protected by God and received special love from God, from two parents. And it was not for the sake of the Japanese people, but absolutely for the sake of loving the world and letting the world alive. I believe that we must never forget that. So I want to give everything what I can do. 2 years before we moved to the Philippines, our school, Songhua International Academy, had been established in Antipolo City through the effort of our former continental director and brothers and sisters. Many blessed families gathered around the school, and all the blessed family raised our children together. I myself was a series of impressions by the sight of children from the various nations gathered together, centering on two parents. But at the same time, I was so filled with providence to help me remove my fallen natures and expand my heart. Also, as I pledged to God when I came to the Philippines, my life in the Philippines has been the truly public way, even though I am not the full-time member externally. At SIA, a few Japanese sisters had started the service project. I was invited to do it together. It was my first mission that God gave me. The service project was to bake bread with good ingredients for health and distribute to the poor people. We did this for several years. We didn't know what we could do, but anyway, we continued to put a lot of love into the bread and to deliver it. There are so many children in the Philippines, so I believe that if these children could receive the heavenly education, the future of the Philippines would be very bright. These children will be able to create a bright future world. I prayed and walked on. Yeah, this is a picture of SIA service project. We held the events in the poor area, gathered street children, and so on. We also bake bread and distributed them. This is Sir Julius, at the time the principal of the SIA. Okay, this is a view of our bakery in the school. It's developed with the addition of many people. Looking back on it now, it's a wonderful memory. But on the other hand, we have no income at all in my family. So my husband had to go back to Japan to work. And my niece from the province came to live with us. To bake bread, I had to get up and go out at 4 a.m. So I had to leave all my small children to my niece in the morning time. I was determined to treat all the children in the school like my own children. At the same time, we also held clean up the subdivision where we lived. As we worked together, our other blessed families and eventually the school teachers, PTA president, and a neighbor start clean together. I thought and prayed seriously what the meaning of service, because God gave me. Then I realized like the way, just as a mind and body are two in one, religion and science need to be unified. I also thought that the religion without the practice of service would be strange. If we love God, we need to not only talk about God, but we need to practice living for others. If we want to create a kingdom of heaven, we need to practice living for the sake of others. So our spiritual body can only grow through the practice of living for the sake of others. In terms of children's education, I think it's important for parents ourselves to be happy in the public walk, to be happy to help others, and to at least try our best. Before, true Father said, every blessed family should have NGO. I think it means that we should have a clear vision of Jeongguk and need our creativity and ownership to realize Jeongguk. Many of our brothers and sisters misunderstand that if we say public, they think it is only church activities, but it is wrong. Of course, we had Sunday school every Sunday. When we first came to the Philippines, there was no Sunday school in Antipolo, and we Japanese were asked to do it. So without knowing much about it, we all consulted with each other and started. When we first started, the children were full of energy, and it was really hard for the inexperienced mother teachers to handle. Even during the message time, few of the children stayed still. Some kept kicking from behind, some crawled around the floor, and some started eating sweets. But I watched them. I had a kind of unfolded conviction that they would become great leader in 10 years. And we never gave up and continued with patience. As the children grew, we gradually increased the number of Sunday school class, the level of the age 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, during the long vacations, we organized Divine Principle Seminar. Also, since 2012, my family and one of 30,000 couple family have started a Hebaragi home for second gen who want to study in the Philippines. So we are spending time beyond the boundaries of our own family, even at home. I hope that the children who spend time here will think of us as their second family. This diagram is also always in my mind. This is really important golden circle that is often introduced in the business field, but it can also be very applicable to our life of faith. It's the same in the children's education. The most important thing is to focus on and not to forget is why. There are children who said, I can't attend Sunday school because I have an exam tomorrow. And there was a parent who allowed that to happen. Of course, as educators, we will consult each situation, but I will just talk basic matter. When I ask you, do you study all day long? Can't you devote even just a few hours to heaven? In such a child, no matter how smart he is, a child that God is pleased with a child who is separate from God, realize God's desire. The idea is opposite. We should start thinking from, in order to fulfill the God's wish or desire, then of course, children need to study to realize God's wish or desire. But if the way they do that is not in line with God's primary goal, then they are doing it wrong. What heavenly parents really desire for all blessed family now is how clearly we can envision an ideal of creation, the vision of Jeongguk as heavenly parent, the true parent sees it. Then, according to the word of the very scientific principle, we can work together to build the true love of Jeongguk through using our individuality to bear and excitedly giving shape to the idea of how and what. Okay, now I'd like to talk about how I've been involved in Antipolo education, mainly for middle school and above. In 2015, our blessed children were getting bigger, and we were divided our Sunday school classroom into two. English skills of the Japanese sisters were too limited to handle the Sunday school for the elder children. However, at the time, atmosphere of HTM were heating up and everything else was left alone. Even though we tried to find teacher for elder Sunday school, nobody could responsible properly. Filipino children are basically obedient, but they're disappointed to first gen. And it was really pain for me. So when Sasaki Samonim, Dr. Yun's wife Samonim came to the Philippines, I asked her if she had any advice for the education of the second generation. She said, you should try to do it. You should do it. How about making the storyboard and doing some local play service? That was the advice I received. I made the best use of her word. And I was entrusted with second gen education in Antipolo. So I decided to be the charge of elder Sunday school every week and then to do service project once a month. This was the beginning. I studied a lot to prepare the message, and it is really hard for me even to just to put into English. I don't think I can do it at all. But just deny myself and aligning myself with what God wants to do rather than thinking for me. Small children, family education is almost everything. However, for the children who have grown up, not only family education, but they need to create the artistic community of blessed children and let them interact with each other. They also need to think and act for themselves, not only just listen and follow what the adult and the leaders tell them. Also, even if they know the divine principle in their head, they don't often practice at all. I thought it was necessary to make them realize and learn this through practice. The key to this, I thought that if only human beings who would be God's children could be allowed to exercise our creative nature of God and ownership, which is the reason why God gave us the portion of responsibility. Then human beings would naturally grow up with excitement. So in April, since it was a summer vacation for the children, I gathered them and explained the whole story. We talked about what kind of group it would be. We came to with idea like, what should we name it? How about the logo? We all thought about it and excitedly started to create it. Both the name and the logo were created with the prayer with everyone. This era of Antipolo. So I would like to share with you some of the things that I have tried to do in order to help second gen to exercise their creativity and ownership and establish PA. Yeah, I have not enough time, so little bit only just to read. Tell them how much God loves them. As I mentioned earlier, I try to see them and tell the children from the perspective of God. Many children didn't understand. Many times not understand, always look at themselves, their own selves, but always I try to tell some words from the perspective from God. And also I told them what I was feeling as I prayed, just like in a drama, little bit or something. And actually I believe that. So I said, for example, in the Philippines, Antipolo is where the most second gen and living, many second gen living in Antipolo. Don't you think God is paying attention here? Don't you think God would be very happy if second gen here grew up be able to carry the will of God? Don't you think that because God is omniscience and omnipotence, He has gathered people here who can do that? That is sure. Let's become the best second gen in the Philippines and build the best Philippine group, best children group in the Philippines together. Something like that. To be the best second gen in the Philippines, you have to have a best training in the Philippines, right? Are you okay? Will you follow me? Something like that. Actually, I'm thinking excitedly and talk to them. Also next, we are a team, so we need to think together. Everything. Let all people to join. Don't let them be audience. Next, like brainstorming, the meeting should be a public place where people can actively express their opinions. Next, after the Sunday school message, I have a discussion session or ask a few people to present their reflections in front of everybody. Not only input, both the speaker, by the output, both the speaker and the listener will be better organize what they learn. Okay, next, let them think by their own. Once they have decided on the goal, ask them to think about how and what they should do to achieve it one by one. I would ask a lot of questions and let the children do the rest. Next, let them think about what responsibility needs to be assigned in order to realize their goals. And let them basically decide for themselves what field they want to be in charge of. Next, let the younger children or those who are passive character help elders. Next, after every service activity or event, there should be the reflection and evaluation session. Okay, next, once I gave this responsibility, make sure I take charge of that outcome. Okay. It's very important for us to give our children the opportunity to practice loving others as I have done in the past. In this way, we will come to realize the greatness of true parents, and we will be able to see more clearly what true parents are aiming for. This picture of the monthly service activity project on the area. We continued to do this for about a year until it was cancelled due to some circumstances in the region. We went to the same place every time because we wanted to love the community and build a good relationship, not to be an event maker. To make the story to the tell kids, drew pictures, preparing games, practice dance, singing, performance, audio preparation, make t-shirts, etc. All had they be done by second gen. The more we did that, the more we really came out in a good way, and we became more and more professional. Also, as I mentioned earlier, through practicing, they start to understand deeply that they had vaguely remembered. For example, alignment and teamwork. When the MC is trying his best to manage the whole and make it exciting, the second gen who are not busy to chat away without listening to what the MC is saying. So I need to teach them what is alignment, what is teamwork, to unite into one in heart, centering on the same goal, even though each of them is different responsibility. If MC is the center of the event, then we must always keep our antenna there. I try to put into word again what they knew in the head, but they couldn't put into practice. I put a lot of time and energy into the preparation and reflection. Okay. The organization is not for the sake of the organization, but for the sake of the goal. So we had changed the organization form several times to accommodate the situation. And each department had its own meeting, contacts, and tried to make a artistic relationship. And also, even though the organization form has changed, I have specially invested second gen who stand at the head of the whole. If those children are raised well as leaders, they will be able to guide the younger second gen in a better way. The leaders were chosen after the vote by everyone, prayer by me, and the confirmation of their determination. I am convinced that God is the one to give the position of leaders and that portion of responsibility. So I tell them that kind of way every time. When they were small, they were just attendees of seminar, but now I let them try to conduct seminar by their own hand. The participants are Antipolo Elementary Second Gen pupils. In the beginning, I asked for the outside lecturers, but eventually they could be the lecturers. They prepared their own lectures, then I checked. The seminar were also a great learning opportunity. So I really put a lot of effort into the staff meeting before seminar and the reflection meeting after seminar. It was a storm of excitement every time. In addition, I worked together to create monthly activities, witnessing, fundraising, and many other things. Through loving our second gen, I feel love of God, not only to second gen, but also to me. Through feeling in my heart to our children who are doing their best, crying, laughing, I always feel that love of God. Right now, we are doing very well. Using online because of the pandemic and the strict regulations. This time, we are trying to realize the word of the culture of heart, centering on Hyojong, while demonstrating their abilities and skills, as taught by Hyojin. They have made 7 clubs and are active in them. They hold home group and make videos of their activities and post them on YouTube. They also try to post the word of God on SNS every day. We are also challenging ourselves if we can make Sunday school video for the kids who can't gather together. We are also challenging ourselves to do Sunday school with Zoom. This puppet were made by the children in the craft club. Now, little by little, not only blessed children, but also HTM children are attending this online Sunday school. As you can see, the children who were small and naughty have now growing up to be leaders who can take responsibility for their own intention and plan and work on their own. I believe that they will become the light of peace, also the create a world of culture of heart that could not be created by first gen. This is truly the greatest joy of all. Again, in the end, my own relationship with heaven is all connected to the children's education. What heaven parent wish for is the owner of Chongguk, who had the initiative to establish Chongguk with true love. First of all, I myself need to make up my mind and put it into practice, and I must never deviate from the perspective of looking at and teaching children. Not just as long as we keep our purity, not just as long as we receive the blessing, not just because our parents said so, not just as long as we attend Sunday service. I hope that we will work together toward the absolute goal of the completion of the principle of creation or 3 great blessings. When I was in Japan, I was very dependent on others, thinking if I don't do it, someone else will do it. Such a person, heaven parent has been guiding patiently and gave me a lot of grace. Truly, of course, but Heavenly Parent is the #1 educator. I'm truly grateful for that. I believe that the best way to educate children is through my own life of faith, my attitudes toward heaven, my mind and spirit, and the foundation, love for others and all things. It's love for heaven, love for people, and love for country. And it seems that I'm loving but being loved. I am teaching but being taught. For the sake of our precious children, I have tried to correct myself before heaven, and I have tried to protect them, then that I have been protected. I realize that meaning of interdependence, mutual prosperity, universal shared values. Looking back, I have made so many mistakes, but I have not yet to become a resemblance of God, but I have received so much love, and I am really a happy and lucky person. In here, let's see the word that two fathers spoke to second gen before he Let's read together. they are young teenager. Do you think there are many such children in the world who will raise them and who will teach them? In this desolate world of Satan, when I see these children, I want to become a young man and live with them. Please don't forget that I am living with resentment that I have lost the time to show these children even a single moment of my life. Just as I went crazy and burning like a fire before the will of God. I hope that you, audience, will become parents behalf of God who will protect these young children. As we pray for your families to become brothers and sisters or relatives, we pray that today's holiday will be one of Two fathers said that if he were younger, he would want to live with the children and teach them directly. I always remember my heart that we, as blessed family, will protect and nurture our children as a behalf of two parents. Okay, this is the last. I believe that these tearful sacrifice of heavenly parents and two parents cannot be cleared up without the unification of two children and the two family. Two parents who did not allow themselves to get involved in two children in order to love us. Obviously, the responsibility of protecting and nurturing the other children lies with us, the blessed families, as Cain. As the reason why the two families is suffering so much is because the blessed family, who should be the foundation of the two family, have failed to fulfill our responsibility. Obviously, our second gen should be the foundation of the two children. As a person who is in charge of educating children, I really pray about this. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Hiromi, for your heartfelt testimony. It is very important for us to practice true parents' teaching of living for the sake of others, like the service project you shared. Also, I was very inspired about the bakery. And also, because of that, we can have a public mind, and especially for Sunday school teacher to show an example for the Sunday school student to really walk the talk. So I believe after listening to all the insightful lectures and testimony, everyone has many inspirations. So now we will have a breakout session. You will be good by the nation to share and discuss today's content. If you haven't renamed yourself earlier, please do it quickly so the staff can assign you to your breakout room.
Please also be reminded that if you will be assigned with a coordinator to lead your discussion in your breakout rooms. But if you don't actually have a coordinator, please feel free to start your discussion on your own, and you will have 5 minutes. We'll see you later.
Сонсон зүйлээсээ ингээд сэтгэлээ хаваалаарай. За ингээд хэдэн 20 минутын дараа уулзцгаая.
Participants, if you have received any invitation to join the breakout room, please click yes or okay to join. Thank you.
Ер нь ингээд сая сэтгэлүүдийг сонсож Япон ээж нар айгуу тийм юу юм байна. Айгуу сүхий юм байна. Тэгээд Филиппинд бас одоо ерөөсөө ингээд сандаас ерөөс гэж байхгүй хахад анх Япон ээж нараас байгаа ч гэсэн 16 жилийн өмнөөс одоо ингээд тэгээ 16 жил санда скуулийн багшийг явж байгаа гэж штэ 16 жил. Тэгэхээр амар
туршлагатай гэж сонссон юм шүү. 30 жилийн туршлагатай гэж хэлэх шиг болсон шүү техникч.
Сүүлийн эгч мэгч бол 16 жил мэл одоо бас ингээл зааж байгаа. Ер нь тэгэл насаараа л одоо ингээл сандаа скуулыг хариуцаа явж байгаа юм. Эгч нар байна. Тэгээд бидний удаас одоо ямар зүйлийг хэрэгжүүлээд энгийн алхмыг ямар зүйл хэрэгжүүлээд өөрөө нэг дээр ярилцсан тийм. Ярих хүмүүс нь майка нэгээд ярихгүй хүмүүс нь ард шуугантаа майка хавахгүй аюу их давхар шуугаа орж ирж байна. За 2 ариунаа төрүүлж орж ирснээр хуваалц.
За тэгээ өнөөдрийн новогч бол аюу гайхалтай бас гоё зөндөө юм ярьлаа. Эхний хоёр чимээг байгаараа ээж юм ярьж байна. Эхний нөгөө ярьсан сэтгэл болохоор Японд 20 жил болохоор одоо энд хийсэн гэ тэ сандас скул багш хийсэн дараачих нь 16 жилгээд ерөнхийдөө бол яг л бурхны хүслийг л дагаж авсан. Ингээ бурхнаас асуугаад яг юу хийх вэ? Тэгэл дотроо бас айгүй олон тестмонийг ингээ сонсож байхад бол би яг ингээ юу хийх юм болоо гэж бурхнаас асууж агаад тэгэл бурхан яг өдөртөнд чиглүүлээл ерөөсө боловсрал айгүй чухал хүүхдүүдэд боловсрал өгөх юу тэнгэрлэг тэр уламжлалт тэнгэрлэг одоо бурхны тэнгэрлэг үгээр тэнгэрлэг боловсрал хайвенс education гэдэг ахгүй тэр үнэхээр бас чухал зүйл юм байна. Тэгээд бидний ялангуяа үр хүүхдүүд боловсрал гэдэг зүйл дээр ялангуяа гол одоо юундаа ч гэсэн үнэхээр сандаа скуулийн багш буюу багш нар маш чухал итгэх энэ төрлийн итгэх шаардлагатай юм байна гэдгийг бас сайн Японы сэтгэлээс сонсоод бас урам зориг аваад цаашдаа бидраас юун дээр төвлөрч яаж явах вэ, ямар плейт явах вэ гэдгийг бодож илээ л да. Тэгээ бас нэг зүйл нь болохоор тэр хамгийн сүүлд тэр их чухал хайвенс бред гэдэг тий бүр ингээд хүүхдүүдийг эхлээд зөвхөн одоо сандаа скул боловсруулах гадна зарим нэг их ах шиг буруу ойлгодог оо ер нь дэлхийн ертөнцийн хүүхдүүдийг юм боловсруулах тэр зүйлээс анхаарах хэрэгтэй ярьж байна. Тэгээд тэр хайвенс брэдийг эхлээд яг өөрийнхөө хүүхдүүдийг тэжээж байгаа юм шиг хүүхдүүдээ нийл хүүхдүүдээ коосондоо орхиод хамаатандаа орхиод өглөө ингээд хүүхдүүд ингээд би брэд тэр өөртөө бүр брэд бэкри ингээд хийгээд бэкриг одоо юу гэдэг лээ. Монголоор байгууллага талхны зээг хүлээ хийдэг бэкри байгуулад тэгээд тэндээсээ бүр талах ингээд хайвенс гэдэг нэртэй талах хүмүүс ингээд тарааж өгч байгаа байхгүй юу тий хүүхдүүдэд талхны цех гэдэг үстэй тий манай монголоор ч талхны цех тэр байгуулад тэр яг бодиттой ажил хийсэн байгаа байхгүй юу. Тэгээ нэг жинхэнэ авдарч нааш өсвөлэн ингээд хүүхдүүд юм уу өсөж байгаа хүүхдүүд болоод юу боловсрал вэ тий. Тийм учраас эхлээд бүр ингээд үйлдлийн ингээд акшн болохоор яг юугаар яг тэр Филиппиний нөхцөл байдал тааруулаад тэр бүх зүйлийг ингээд яг бод байдлыг нь хараад тэн дээр нь дараачийн ингээд тэр education хүлээж авах сүүнийг нь бас зөв тавьж чадсан юм байна гэдгийг бас харж илээ л да. Тэгээд тэндээс бид нар ч гэсэн одоо ингээд кофе мони ингээл одоо цай уух уу, кофе уух уу гэж явж байгаа шүү дээ. Тэрүүнтэй адилхан цаашдаа бид нар ер нь 240 их нэр сүндээ өөрсдийн гэсэн кофе брэнд, кофе шоп байгуулад бүр талхны цех ч юм уу гоё ингээд монголчууд ч гоё талах яг талхны соёлтой шүү дээ. Монголд яг офисын соёлтой. Гоё янз бүрийн талах ингээд цайтай, янз бүрийн цайтай, кофетой талхын төрөл бүрээрээ байдаг. Одоо яг энэ чемпион яг тийм юм жихээж байгуулсан байхгүй юу? Бүр гоё цайны шинээр бүр аюу гоё цайны юу байгуулсан жигээд тэрүүн шиг Монголд бас тийм гоё сүмийнхаа тэр тий бид өөрсдөө гоё тийм юм байгуулад 240-ийн тэрийг бүр ингээд цаашдаа нэг нь бэкри болдог ч юм уу, кофе шоп сураад ч юм уу цаашдаа юм тэд авч явах тийм зүйлийг бас байгуулад тэгээд сандас скул дээр бол яг кофе шоп босоо өгдөг. Яг цехээсээ гоё ингээд сервис дуусчаал өөртөө хувааж иддэг ч юм уу. Тэр зүйлийг би яг сая бодоол энэ зүйлийг бас хамтдан дотоод гадаад талаа яг хамтдан хөгжүүлж явах бас чухал юм байна гэдэг бас сая эндээс бас суралцаад бодоод байчлаа. За тэгээ цаг байгаа учраас дараа чи их юм ярья. Баярлалаа.
баярлалаа. За, хабраас гарна.
Миний хувьд болохоор зэрэг сая ихчнэрийн сэтгэлийг сонсоод бид эхний үеийн лекцийг ч гэсэн сонсоод за сандаа бүтэн сайны үйл ажиллагааг одоо хүүхдүүдэд боловсрол өгөхдөө ингээд зүрх сэтгэлийн боловсролыг өгөх хэрэгтэй. Ерөөсөө тэр гадаад мэдлэг хичнээн сайн байсан ч гэсэндээ янз янзын хүүхдүүд ойлгож байгаа арга тоглоом тоглолоо ч гэсэндээ хамгийн гол нь тэр дотоод хандлага нь байхгүй бол ямар ч үр дүнгүй байна гэдгийг бас ойлгож авлаа. Миний хувьд болохоор бас айгүй тийм хүүхдүүдэд тоглох дуртай. Тэгээд хэдийгээр тэгж тоглож байхдаа ч гэсэндээ яг хамгийн гол те өөрийнхөө зорилгыг за ингээд тоглолоо гэхэд хүүхдүүд яг юу үлдэх ёстой вэ биднэрт те тэрийг айгүй сайн бодох хэрэгтэй байна. Тэгээд зүгээр юм хийж явахдаа ч гэсэндээ те зураг зурж явахдаа ч юм уу эсвэл ямар нэг юм хайчилж явахдаа ч юм уу яг тэд харилцах тийм юу уур амьсгалыг айгүй бүрдүүлэх хэрэгтэй байна гэж бодсон. Тэгээ миний бодлохоор зэрэг жоохон юу дуршлаг ерөөсөө байхгүй. Нүгэж анхудаа гал одоо дүгэж хэлж байгаа учраас тийм болохоор зэрэг аягүй сайн одоо мөргөө тэр яг бурхан чи хаав өгнөд зөндөө байна. Тэ чи хийж өгнөд бас зөндөө байна. Яг ямар боловсрлоор хоёр дахь шүү, гурав дахь шүү их нэгдээ зөвхөн хоёр дахьчоор зогсохгүй. Цаашаа ингээд үргэлжлэхээр тийм яг үндсэн гол юм л аягүй сайн болох хэрэгтэй байна л гэж бодлоо. Баярлалаа.
Баярлалаа. Монс. Дууга нээдэ.
За одоо 7 минут үлдсэн байна уу?
За яар санаа зовлоо.
За би бодохтой харин гэж бодлоо. Тэгээд ерөөсөө нэгдүгээр ийм л юм байна гэж дээ. Айгуу тийм сайн тодорхой зорилготой. Яг юу хийх юм, хаана хүрэх юм, хүүхдүүд хэн болох юм, тий гэдэг юм айгуу сайн Японы экснерч тэр ер нь энэ боловсролын тал дээр айгуу сайн бодож эхлүүлсэн байна гэж бодож байна л да. Тэгээд тэр зорилгон дээр төвлөрөөд ингээ явж хахад тэр арга замууд гарч ирж байгаа тий. Тэгээ надад хамгийн их таалагдсан юм болохоор тэгж бодогдлоо да. Уг нь одоо ингээд зүүмээр болохоор тэрийг яаж хиймээрээ мэдэхгүй байна. Хүүхдүүд өөрсдөө жүжиглж тэрийг өөрсдөө биеэрээ үзүүлнэ гэдэг бол хүүхдүүд айгүй тийм баг өөрөө шууд тэрийг ингээд мэдэрчж байгаа байхгүй. Тэ? Одоо юу гэдэг туйлын бай, үнэнч бай, сатан гэж хийн гэдэг өөрөө жүжиглээл харуулангууд өөрөө тэр сатаныг мэдэрчдэг ч юм уу тий. Надад тэр айгүй их таалагдсан. Ягаад тэгэхээр ер нь Японы сургуулиуд дээр тийм байдаг байхгүй юу? Ер нь жүжиг айгүй их тоглолдог. Тий. Зүүмээр бид нөгөө хүүхдүүдэд уулзуулаад яаж тоглох юм, олон янзын хэлтэй хүүхдүүдээ гэдгийг бас их сайн бодох хэрэгтэй гэж магадгүй тий. Тэгээд бидний хувьд ч гэсэндээ ер нь болохгүй юм бол байхгүй гэж л бодож байна л да. Тэгээд аюу гоё нэгдэж чадсан байна энэ Японы эгч нар бас тий би энийг хүндэлж хийх гэж байгаа юм. Тэр юмнуудаа аюу гоё нэгдэлтэй тэгж хийж чадж байгаа. Тэгээд юу гэдэг их баг яг ингээд Японы музик харахад ганцаараа ерөөс юм хийж чадахгүй байхгүй ерөөс аюу сайн. Одоо нэг хүнтэй нийлээл ингээд ганцаарантаа чи тэрийг хийчих юм бол хизээж ганцаар ерөөс юм хийж эхлүүлдэг үү явдаг. Тэгсэн мэтлээс хамтдаа хийгээд их юм бол бүгд чаддаг байхгүй аюу сайн. Тэгэхээр зэрэг тийм хамтын хүч гэдэг ямиг аюу сайн харуулж чадчихэна гэж мэдэрлээ. Тэгээд надад бол өнөөдрийн боловсрол бол аюу хэрэгтэй боловсрол болж өгдөг бол эндээ байдаг Японы экснерч гэсэн оруулцдаг ч гэж бодогдож байгаа шиг тий айгүй гоё боловсрол боллоо. Тэгээ хамгийн түрүүнд ярьжсэн нөгөө Жулиас гэдэг бас багш яриа тий. Тэгээ яг амьдрал дээр яг ингээд хүн болгонд яг өөрт нь нөгөө хэрэгтэй юмнуудыг хүн бас айгүй толгойдоо тогтоож авч үлддэг шүү дээ ер нь тий. Надад болохоор тэр жүжигийн тал дээр айгүй тийм юм байсан. Дээрээс нь анханасаа ер нь яг 2 дахь юм боловсрол эхлүүлэхэд хүүхдүүдэд яг чи энэ 7 хоног болгоны бүтэн сайны сандаа скулд явснаар чи хэн болох юм бэ гэдгийг нь бас их гоё тодорхойлж анханасаа эхлүүлэх хэрэгтэй юм шиг санагдаж байна л та тий. Бурханд итгэлтэй, дээрээс нь ийм гадаад талаараа ийм чадвартай, олонний өмнө ярьж чаддаг болно ч гэдэм үү, олонний өмнө гоё ингээд өөрийгөө илэрхийлдэг болно. Эсвэл ээж аваагаа үнэхээр хайрлаж чаддаг болно ч гэдэм үү. Нэг ийм бас юмнуудыг анханасаа гоё яг яриад тэгээд жоохон гэлтгүй ерөөсө тэрийг нөгөө нэг төгсрүүлж чадхал хэрэгтэй л да ерөөсөө. Том юм бодохгүй жоохон гэлтгүй. Жоохон юм ингээд төгсрүүлэл тэгэл явах нь угаасаа чухал юм байна л гэж аягүй. Тэгж сонсонгоо л тэгж бодогдлоо. Я маш их баярлаа. Орж ирж амжиг агаагч нар маань байсан ч гэсэндээ энийг бас гоё яаж дамжуулвал зүгээр юм тэгэл. Өмнөд нь сонссон байсан бол их гоё асрал болж дээл гэж бодогдол ижил.
Тэгээд нөгөө Монгол гэр бүлүүд маань байсан чи алга болсон бахын догоо ихч алтан зай ихчдэр уг нь байсан. Тэгээд нөгөө юугаа дараа join гэдгээ дараад уг нь орж ирээрээ гэдэг өмнө нөгөө бид нар чинь нөгөө дасгал хийгээд аваа мэдээд ороод идэг гэсэн. Яач боловч юм иш тэр гурван алга байна. Эсвэл тэр гурвыг нэг болгоцсон юм болов? Энэ бас ингээ олон болохоор хуваалцсан юм.
Үгүй. Би харсан байхгүй.
Баггүй гараа явцсан юм тий.
Догоогч орж ирээгүй. Тэгээд нөгөөд нь бол байхгүй гараа авсан юм. Догоогч болохоор ор гэдэг юм дээрээ дараагүй юм шиг байна.
Хоёрын тэгчээг орчуулад амар их мэдэрсэн бахаа. Би бол тэгж л бодож байлаа. Яа хүлж байгаа хүн нэрээ.
Хамгийн сүүлийн их чи юм дээр бол би бүр яана уучлаарай л гэсэн. Амар гутар явчих ерөөсөө. Нөгөө тэр их өөрөө яг бичсэн уншаад байгаа болохоор яг тэр их уншаад аюу хэцүү байсан л та. Тэгээд одоо бид нэр ингээд бичлэг хийж байгаа. Би эхний хоёр лекцээ бичээгүй. Нөгөө түүхэн сүлд нь асуугаад бичлэгээд одоо бидний хуваалцаж өгсөн бичлэгдэж байгаа л да. Тэгээд энийг дараа нь оролцоогүй хүмүүстэй бас хүрэх боломжтой. Тэгээд хамгийн харамсалтай нь тэр Жулиас тэр хамгийн бас аюу гой санагдчихсэн тэр хүний лекц ингээд хийж чадаагүй. Гэтэ үлдсэн юугаа ч гэсэн ингээд бичих боломжтой. Хэрэг боломжтой бол маргааш тэгээд би заавал би өөрөө гэхгүй монт ч юм уу хин нэг нь бас бичээд өгвөл бас болж байна. Тэгээд яг
маргааш болохоор энэ яг багаараа байгаад тэгээд яг одоо ингээд
би яг ясчихнээ байна гэсэн хүн бахан бичүү сайн байна.
Би нөө ихэнгээ бас бодогдчихсэн юм нэг л хороо нэг энэ Японд нэг хүнтэй би уулзаа яжсэн чи тэр хүн тэгж явжсэн. Би Монголд ахтай гэр болд амьдардаг гэсэн гинэ. Тэгээ гэр болд амьдраад нэг номын сан байсан гэж байгаа байхгүй юу. Тэгээ тэр болохоор нэг эмээ гэртээ нэг баахан ном цуглуулад ингээд хүүхдүүдийг оруулж ирээд улаахан жоохон уншуулдаг байсан гинэ. Тэгээ тэр хүүхд болохоор тэр айгүйх таалагддаг байсан гээд одоо хэрвээ ингээ мөнгөтэй байгаад амьдрал маань гоё тэгших юм бол би нэг тийм хөөрхөн хаан чамаагүй нэг тийм номын юм уу нээчих юмсан гэж айгүйх боддог гэж тэр хүн ярьжсэн байхгүй. Тэгээ би тэрийг сонсчоод энэ өрөөс яг сүмтэй л айгүй адилхан бид нар тиймгүй юмар л ингэж хүмүүсийг ялангуяа хүүхдүүдийг те хүүхдүүд ингээд нөгөө ном чинь аюу хөөр хүүхдийн ном чинь аюу хөөр ингээд уншихгүй ч гэсэндээ зургийг хараа ойлгочдаг. Хөөрхөн амтж яас хөөрхөн ингэсэн биш те. Өө энэ ингэсэн биш те гэд зургийг хараа ойлгочдаг номнууд аюу их байдаг те. Тэгэхээр зэрэг олон улсаас тийм номнууд цуглуулж болж байна. Юу ч байсан бол Sunday School гэхээр амар том ингээд прожект бодлогоогоор нэг жижигхэн яг гарын дор хийж чадаа тэрийгэ төг сулгаж чадах нэг юмнасаа л хэлчихвэл өгөх зүгээр юм шиг надад санагдал байж байлаа.
Надад бас тэр ном яхад айгу санаа бас төрсөн шүү. Бусдын төлөө яаж амьдрах вэ? Яаж сурах вэ? Яхаар бид нарт өөрсдөд маань тийм их туршлага байдаггүй учраас хамгийн сайн сурах арга юу вэ гэхээр зэрэг тийм номнууд уншуулад тэгээд тэрнээсээ дамжуулаад хүүхдүүд айгүй юм ойлгож авдаг, хөлдөөж авдаг гэж. Тэгээд Disney Google-тэнүүд бол тийм сайн биш ээ гэж хэлсэн.
Яг Монгол хүмүүсийн хувьд болохоор бидний уламжлалт одоо үлгэрийн гоё сургаал тий сургаалт үлгэрүүд чи аягүй хөөрхөн тийм юутай байдаг штэ тий баг зүгээр том хүн уншаад бас тэрнээс суралцахаар зоолтон тийм дард сонсоод байгаа юм шиг байна. Тэгэхээр тийм сургаалт одоо Монгол үлгэрүүдийг бас хүүхдүүдэд аягүй хөөрхөн хуваалцаад ярилцаад яваад тэгээ одоо сайхан нөгөө нэг Хёжо нүри гэд хийгээд байгаа штэ тий нөгөө хүүхдүүдийн бүр нэгсэн том сандаас ирээс тэн дээр бас айгүй хөөрхөн стори уншаад байгаа нь айгүй хөөрхөн тий ингээд нөгөө нэг тэр ах トゥ хоёрын юм уу гэд үргэлжлүүлээ нэг хөөрхөн сторинууд уншаад байгаа. Тэр шиг тийм ингээд хүүхдүүд тэндээ суралцаад явбал их зүгээр юм байна гэж ойлгосон. Манай хүүхдүүд чинь тэрийг сонсчаад бас тэгээд байгаа байхгүй. Дараа нь би сонссныхан дараа за өнөөдрийн энэ сториос яг юу ойлгосон, юу тогтоож авсан гэсэн чинь ахан дүүгээ аюусаа хайрлах хэрэгтэй мэн гэж тогтоож авсан гэж байгаа байхгүй. Ингээд аюу хөргөө өөрсдийнхөө нөгөө юугаар ингээд ямар ч нэг юм бариад авсан. Тэгсэн чинь нөгөө баг нь болохоор ах нь болохоор дүүгээ ерөөсөө дээрлэхэж болохгүй гэд нөгөөдтэй бас агаад байгаа. Нөгөө ах нь болохоор нөгөө багыгаа жоохон шовдрлаад идэг. Тэгсэн чинь дүү нь болохоор тэрийг ахтаа зааж байгаа байхгүй. Тэгсэн чинь ах нь ингээд дүүгээ шовдруулж болохгүй гэсэн чи ойлгосноо гэд ахыгаа бас тэгээд Тэгэхээр нөгөө бас тэгжсэн шүү дээ тий. Хүүхдүүдээр чөлөөтэй ингээд өөрсдөөс нь сайн асуужээ. Юу ч гэж хийж болно хамаагүй. Зүгээр яг тийм хүүхэд өөрөө яг тийм ариухан учраас яг тэр юмаа бас дадлгажуулдаг гэд. Тэр аюу бас үйлдлийн алхам зүгээр юм шиг санагдав. Хүүхдүүдээс аюу өөрсдөөс нь асууж яг юу хиймээр байна, юу өөрчлөмөр байна. Эсвэл яг одоо бидний энд байгаа орчин та нарын бодлоор яавал одоо гоё орчин болохгүй ч гэдэг юм уу. Хүүхдүүдээс аюу их асууж өөрсдөр нь хийлгүүл хүүхдүүд их хөгждгөө байдаг гэж хэлнэ шүү дээ. Тэр бас аюу зүгээр юм шиг санагдсан. Одоо угаасаа бид нарт хүн хүч байхгүй юм чи хүүхдүүдээ л одоо тэгээд тэгсэн шүү дээ энэ жижиг хүүхдүүд 10 жилийн дараа хэрхэн лидер болох вэ гэж та нар бодох хэрэгтэй гэсэн шин. Тэгэхээр нөө жижиг хүүхдүүд одоо ингээд бид нарт хүн байхгүй юу байхгүй гэж бид нар яриад байдаг шүү дээ. Тэгэл одоо 10 жилийн дараа сувдаа одоо ямар лидер болох вэ гэдгээр бид нар төвлөрөх хэрэгтэй ахна шүү дээ одооноос. Сувдаа гэдэг одоо цэкүүгийн охин 7 настай тий одоо 7 настай тэгэхээр 10 жилийн дараа 17. За цэкүүд хуваалцсан байна уу?
Тийм ер нь бол санал нэг байна. Би жоохон зарим үгийг сайн сонсч байна. Мандаас нь байсан тэгээд энд нөгөө номын сонгуул ном гэдгээс бас хүүхдүүд Монголд бас гоё боломж байдаг гэсэн үг тийм. Хүүхдүүд номын санд үнэгүй ном аваад идэв юм байна. Тэгэхээр бас тэгэх маягаар ном аваад тий зээлж аваад тэрийг материал ашиглаад байна. Тэгээ одоогоор ер нь бол нөгөө нэг хэсэг нэг удаа уулзах зохион байгуулчихсан шүү дээ. Тэрийг бас боломжоор хийвэл уг нь их аягүй дуртай л яаж исэн. Одоо тэгээ сургууль ороод бас жал ихтэй болчихлоо та. 100 мууны амралтаар ялангуяа. Ойрхон хэлчихвэл бас зүгээр.
За 3 минут байна гинэ бид нарт. Тэгээд брейк аут том өрөөрөө орох юм байна. Ямарс бүгд хуваалцлаа тий. Цэк одоо хуваалцаад дуусчихсан юм.
Тэгээд бас Монголд бас Японыг бодвол сургалтын материал жоо хомс шүү дээ тий. Бас тиймэрхүү материал бас хэлбэл бас зүгээр юм. Тэгээ яг энэ орчин үеийн юунд чинь бичлэг маягаар тий. Цаан маягаар хэлбэл заавал ном гэхгүй одоо үлдэгээ. Жинхэнэ эцгийн сургаалыг гоё юм бэлэн шүү дээ тий. Солонгос Японд зурагтай комик маягийн тэр мөрнээс нь зарим зураг мургийг ингээ авч агаад монголоор орчуулж бас тиймэрхүү юм багаар бэлтээ ашиглаж байна.
Тэр цагаан ахын ихнэр Мария сан одоо ерөөсөө нөгөө хүүхдийн стори номныг бол байн гаргаад идэв юм биш үү? Айгу хөөрхөн.
Тий, ер нь бол тийм тэр нэг бас хөөрхөн сургамжтай юм билээ тий. Зарим нь арт тэгээд
тий. Тэрийгэ байн амьсан гаргаад л одоо тэгээд худалдаалдаг гэж хэлээ. Бас тэгээд тэрийгэ орхихгүй хийгээл байгаа гэж цог ах тэгжсэн. Тэгээд тийм номнуудаас нь бас 240 хүүхдүүд аваад явал нөгөө эрхэш нөгөө ажиллагцсан ихнэр болохоор бас нэг тодорхой хэмжээний боловсрал байгаа. Үндсэн. За тэгээд Монз бас Японд бас ямар боломжууд байд юм бэ?
Гоё материал юм тий. Бага газраасаа тэгээд
бага газраасаа бас боломж байвал та бүхэн хуваалцаарай.
Тэгнэ.
Танаа нөгөө гүн орцсон байл шүү дээ тий. Гүн хиний энэ Ариунагийн 3 сая холбооны нэг Тайланд игч бас энэ семинарт оролцчихжээ.
Тийм күн орсон. Би күнийг дуудаад оруулсан. Би тэр нөгөө
тэгэхээр би бодсон л да яг Ариунаа л дуудаад оруулсан тийм.
Би тэр чинь нөгөө гуруулаа нийлж сандас сервисээ явуулъя гэдэг. Тэгээд нөгөөх маань би орс хэлээр байгаа гэж мэдээгүй учраас англи хэлтэй болохоор күнийг ороод бас сураа гэдэг. Орсын группт орсмоор байна. Би орсууд юу хийдгийг мэдмээр байна гэдэг. Тэгээ сая орс руу орсон.
Тайланд бас байлээ. За 1 минутын дараа одоо том өрөө рүү оръё гэж.
Ер нь нөгөө хүүхдүүд насанд нь тохирсон л гэвэл айгүй зүгээр юм санагд.
Тий.
Энд ядаж нэг 2 хуваалт зүйл те. Бага насны, өсвөр насны.
Тий. Багдад явдаг.
12-оос дээш нь 12-оос дээш шал өөр болчтой юм биш хүн.
Тэгээд сургуулийн өмнө нас хүсье юм хийгээд тэгээд тасралтгүй явах тэгээд та ярьдээ шүү дээ. Тэгээд
Алена просыпается.
Дуулж ах шиг байна. Лив хийх юм байх та. Лив хий.
Лив хийх юм бэ. Тэгээд лив хийхгүй бол нөгөө албан хүчээр 34 секундын дараа буцаад очих юм. Тэгээ хойлохны үлдсэн ч одоо хойлоо лив хий дөө. Лив хийх юу орж ирсэн үү?
Тэгээд яах юм бэ? Ийм олон байгаагийн харагдаж байна тий.
Тий.
Баад гэсэн чи 2 хүнтэй нэг бүрэн.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome
back to the main room.
Welcome back.
I hope you all enjoyed your discussions with all the Sunday school teachers from your nations. And I'm sure you have many things that you would like to digest. And so we will actually have not 10 minutes, but 5-minute break because of the limitation of time. So please feel free to stretch yourself, get yourself a cup of coffee and refreshments, and we'll see you back here in 5 minutes. Enjoy your break.
5 минутын завсарлага аваад тэгээд дахиад уулзцгаая.
Welcome back, everyone. We are going to start now. Hope everyone had a good break and feel refreshed and also feel like you want to receive more in the next coming section.
So actually, before we go back into the main stuff, we actually have another performance prepared by our Sunday school students from the Philippines. And I'm sure our participants didn't have enough of the beautiful singings from our Sunday school students. So let's welcome the Philippine HJ National Training Sunday School team back to our stage, and they will sing us the song, The Heart of Hyojung. Let us enjoy the song together.
It's always so happy and inspiring to see our younger brother and sister perform on stage, right? I think everyone feels more energy actually seeing this video. And I believe everyone's also excited to see more listen to more testimony. Earlier, we listened to testimony given by our teachers. And now we would like to invite the parents from Singapore to give a testimony about how Sunday school has changed her children's faith and character. Our speaker today was a former Sunday school teacher for 11 years. She is a mother of 3 beautiful children and a grandmother of an active grandchild. So let's welcome Mrs. Elaine. Thank you.
Good evening to our heavenly parents, true parents, all leaders, and everyone. Hope that everyone is well and healthy. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my experience and testimony. Firstly, I would like to thank heavenly parents and true parents for guiding my footsteps all the while. My name is Elaine, a Malaysian from 1275 couples, and my husband is a Singaporean. We were further blessed with 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. Our family originally lived in the south of Malaysia, Johor Bahru, because I was banned from entering Singapore for 10 years. All my children were born in Malaysia. Finally, in 2003, I was invited to enter Singapore. When I came to Singapore, I took up the role of Sunday school teacher. My younger son and daughter were in my class as Sunday school class were based on their age group. They were in my class throughout my 11 years of being a Sunday school teacher. I remember every year I would organize 2 night, 3 day stay-in workshop for my class with the help of one mother and my elder son. All these children loved those times. My elder son Roger was always around to assist me a lot. He was like an elder brother to all of the second gen. All of them were very close to him and really looked up to him. They also played a lot together even after Sunday school class ended. My children's best friends are not their school friends, but our second gen. I would say that it is good and fortunate. Why do I say it's good and fortunate? Reason. The second gen become their peers. Sometimes they may encourage each other to take up roles and responsibility like performing for public activity. They would also push each other to visit holy ground if one is lazy or do not want to do anything. They also help each other with their schoolwork. Sometimes my children may have some problem that may be difficult for them to confide to their parents for certain reason. Then they can confide to their second gen best friend instead of their school friend, which is good, even though this second gen best friend may or may not be able to solve the problem because they're still children. They can give a listening ears. After that, they may share with their parents. The parents will give advice and at the same time will update the other parents. From there, we can help our children. They will also give advice from others to make decisions for many things they do. I remember one incident. When I was staying in Malaysia, Johor Bahru, my neighbor is another blessed family. Both of us mother are like sisters and are pregnant at the same time. Both of us were pregnant with boys. I gave birth 5 months earlier than her. Both boys became very best friends like brothers. As they grew up, my son even told me that they want to be blessed to the same family. Then I told him, provided we can find a family that has twin daughter or daughter with very close age gap, but it also depends on heavenly parents' will. My son is now already blessed and his best friend also matched. They are not from the same family, but they are happy with their match and spouse. Okay. I'm supposed to speak from the viewpoint of a parent, which means I will share with you my experience when I'm no longer a Sunday school teacher. By that time, my children all graduated from Sunday school. They started to take up the role of a Sunday school teacher themselves. In Sunday school, before the pandemic, we normally had our Sunday school and the adult service on the same day and same time. but in different room or in different location. There were times when we couldn't have Sunday school class for certain reasons. Whenever this happened, I noticed a pattern forming for the parents with younger kids, those below 14 years of age. It was not easy for those parents to fully pay attention to the sermon because they need to take care of their children. The adult service may be too deep for the children to understand. They end up getting bored and started to demand their parents' attention. For a few weeks, they may follow their parents to go to service, but later on, will stop attending. They would prefer to stay at home as it is too deep. They may not be able to catch up what was delivered during the service. So it is just like a waste of time for both parents and children. And now both parents and children decided not to go to the church. But when the children attend the Sunday school, the children were taken care by the Sunday school teacher while the service is on. And the parents can pay attention to the service. Both parents and children gain benefit. In Sunday school, we create lessons that would cater to their age group. The lesson includes Bible story, true parents' course, divine principle, holy day, and also tradition. Children that attend Sunday school regularly, as they grow, they will do tithing. They will take up responsibility. They will also want to join blessing because they were guided in Sunday school. And of course, the parents need to reinforce the teaching at home. I'm proud to say that our Singapore's blessed children that attended Sunday school regularly are spiritually quite healthy. Those that were in my Sunday school class, most of them are now matched, and some are already blessed. Firstly, thank you, parents and true parents, our national leader, and all the Sunday school teachers who committed their time to prepare the lesson for the children. Of course, also thank to the parents for trusting the Sunday school teacher. Remember, very important that we as parents should not leave everything, all our children's spiritual education to Sunday school. We need to guide and reinforce what was taught to them because our time with them is more than 6 days. The time the Sunday school teachers spend with your kids is only about 2 hours a week. Let us work together with the Sunday school teacher to help our children. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Elaine, for your wonderful testimony. And we can see that how Sunday school education really makes a difference in children's life of faith and character. So let's give her another round of applause. And so last but not least, we will have a former Sunday school student, Ye-san Vagara Hiroshi. Yashiro. She is the fourth eldest second gen in the Philippines, and she started attending Sunday school since she was just 6 years old with other earlier missionaries' children in the Philippines. And she basically attended all of the first workshops that were organized by the Sunday school committee. So let us welcome Ye-san to give us her wonderful testimony.
Thank you so much. That's okay. Yes. So before I would like to start my message, my testimony, I would really like to thank all the organizers of the think tank and of this training. I think this is very historical to everyone, especially to all those pioneering countries that are starting for Sunday school.
And I think also to all those established countries already, I think we can learn a lot from this. So yes, this is my testimony. Yes, growing up with Sunday school. Okay. Yes, so once again, good evening, everyone. My name is Shiro. I'm a second gen from the Philippines, and I would like to share my testimony as a student growing up in Sunday school. When they first asked me to give a testimony, my original title was transforming my testimony as in transforming my life of faith through Sunday school. But personally, I did not starting when I was 4-6 years old. Then until I went to high school. I think I went to high school. Sunday school was a big part of my life. And then university happened, and then everyone was busy, and then yes, but Sunday school is always and will always be a big part of my life. So yes, I would really like to thank my teachers who are here, and Mrs. Ayako, who are here for really raising us up. So yes, okay, so yes, I would just share a few pictures. So this is me. This is my first memory of Sunday school. That's my mother at the back. I don't know if you can clearly see her. This was me, 4 years old. I think my first memory of going to Sunday school was when we were in Baguio City. There are a lot of Jacob's children there, and then we would gather and play a lot of games. And I think that was the first organized Sunday school I had. But I don't know if we can call it Sunday school because we just played around. We just had games, so we would not make noise in the Sunday service. So this was my first memory. And at that time, both my parents were missionaries, and we lived in the center. So every Sunday, there would be children coming, and we would play together. And actually, my first friends were from Sunday school because I was the only child in the family. I didn't have any siblings, so I did not have friends. And I was the only child in the center because we were living in the center. So when Sunday would come, many Jacob children would be coming, and then I would be meeting them. Let's play. So I was really excited to see my friends every Sunday. So I would really look forward to Sunday because that's when I would meet friends. And then I went to school, of course. And then I went to school after that. And then every year we would transfer from one city to another, and I would change schools, so my classmates would change. But my only permanent friends were the friends I made in Sunday school. So after Baguio, we went to Cabanatuan, and that was where I met Jayon. I think Jayon is here. So since I think I was 7 years old, so yeah, she's been my friend for like how many years? 23 years. So yes. Okay, so this is my real Sunday school. So this was the time that I had proper classes, and we would have lessons about the Bible, about your parents. So this is the first time that I learned about my life of faith. Why we go to church every Sunday, why tithing is important, why we have donation every Sunday. So that was the time that I first learned why all of this is important. And so this was the time that I met my elder brothers and sisters. So these elder brothers and sisters were children of early missionaries in the Philippines. Not everyone is here, but some are here. And you can see Kuya Joshua, Tita, that's me right here. And I think this is Bea and Sanfil. I'm not sure. But yeah, Tita Annalisa is here. So yes, so those were the early days. And these are the people that I look up to. They were my very first role models. And because they were my role models. I like the same color. I like the same singer that they like, looking up to them. I really look up to them as my role models, my very first elder brothers and sisters that I met in Sunday school. And because they kept their faith towards the church and because they kept purity, so I thought I would need to follow that. So role models in Sunday school are really important, I feel, because they are the ones that we look up to as youngers, and they are the ones that we follow as younger blessed children. And then, so this was my first experience summer camp. So before that, I was not allowed to go to friend's house to stay overnight. So when we had the summer camp, so this was my very first experience of overnight with friends. So I was very excited. And at the time, we were paired as elder sisters and younger sisters. So I think Sir Julius mentioned there was an elder class and there was a younger class. So the elder class would be paired with the younger class as buddy system. So the elders would be taking care of the youngers. And so that was my very first experience as an ate. So ate in Filipino term is elder sister. That was my first time right here. I'm right here at the very right. I think this is Helen on my lap. Yeah. So yeah, so that was my very first experience as an ate. And that became the start of my awareness of taking care of younger ones. Because I was the only child, so that was my first awareness of to my youngers to really take care of them. And I had more experiences as an elder. So this was me as staff. Staff Victor here. That's Victor right there, and Julie, and Junsong, and Sir Abner, Sir Julius. This is Ayako. You see, these are really very precious experience for me. As we felt that we were kind of promoted, not just as students, but as team leaders, as elders who would be taking care of the younger. And then this gave me the opportunity to experience, to become a parent, to have the heart of a parent, and to really feel the need to educate my younger brothers and sisters. Okay, so I had more experience as assistant team leaders, and as we grow, as the elder class grew, we had more. There were more awareness with the parents that we needed to have more purity workshops, more leadership workshops, more divine principle workshops. Because we were growing, and we needed to have education for the future. As elders, we need to set up a really a good standard for the younger ones. So this was the picture of the first pre-teens workshop. And as we grow as elders of the community, so as the Sunday school and the education for the blessed children. And at that time, it was clear to us that we would pave the way for the younger generation and that we would need to set up the standard. So we also had experiences as team leaders. I don't think you see Christine right here. Christine and Chayo. Yeah. So as more activities for the blessed children were held in Manila, the capital in the Philippines, more and more second generations from all parts of the countries would come. We would meet second gen that we haven't met for a long time. We would meet the second gen we never saw before, but that didn't matter. We felt connected right away. As Auntie Elaine was saying, second gens would really feel connected to each other. And we would always reflect to each other that we felt closer to our friends in church, second generation, than our friends in school, because we felt the connection through parents and because of our identity. To us, we look forward for summer because it meant that we would meet our brothers and sisters from all parts of the Philippines. And I remember one quote that Sir Julius always said that once a team leader will always be a team leader. After this workshop,
Even when your team members go back to their homes, they would still look up to you as your elder sisters. They would still look up to you as your team leaders. So you have to maintain that artistic connection with them. And that would be the same, I think, for Sunday school teachers. Even when they go back to their homes, you will still be their Sunday school teacher. And we also had this experience to become staff. And Sir Julius invested a lot in taking care of the team leaders so we can take care of our entire team. And as team leaders, we felt really connected to each other, sharing our struggles as team leaders with our members, especially those who don't listen and who have a world of their own. But, during these experiences of our hardships and heartbreak, Sir Julius would educate us and would tell us that we were experiencing the heart of true parents. And this was also the time that we were allowed to do fundraising and all other service projects. And with these experiences, we were able to train our hearts deeper. And to have this as opportunity to become staff, we also had the opportunity to organize workshops in different parts of the countries for surgeries. And I would tag along and become staff. And so we would meet second gens who don't know they are second gens, or this is the first time that they would meet your parents for the first time. So there would be people, why are we doing something? And that would be a very big shock for me. And sometimes when we would go there, this would be the start of the awareness of the need of the education to make for blessed children, especially tailored for blessed children. And my message to you as Sunday school teachers is that you are our second parents. So even when they go back to their homes or wherever they are, you will always be part of our life. You will always be our parents. You will be our second parents. Because even though it's just once a week, but if you make that artistic connection with them, especially if you are the first person to give them the path, the foundation for their life of faith, you will always be connected. And I hope that as teachers, we would always feel the need to connect them for their next week. So your mission would not end as Sunday school teachers. But your mission is to always be their second parents. So it is also your responsibility as a whole community, not only the parents, but together with the parents, you work to connect these children for their next stage in life, whether it would be a Sunday school teacher, or a CARP leader, or CARP member, or go to YLT, and most especially to prepare them for the profession. So I would like to share my last, this is the testimony that I wrote for the Think Tank manual, and I would like to read this with everyone. Sunday school was the first place I learned about my identity as second generation, and it is the first place I felt community. Being an only child in my family and the only second generation in my school, I was able to connect with more blessed children through Sunday school. Sunday was my favorite day of the week because I can finally meet my friends, and I learned the reason why I'm unique. From a young age, I learned not only about the Bible, but also who true parents is and why they are significant to me. Sunday school holds a lot of memories. From my first Christmas party, my first singing performance, my first baking experience, my first fundraising experience, and to my first team leading and first teaching experience. Sunday school watched me grow and shaped me to be the person I am today. The artistic connections I made through Sunday school will always remain in my heart. And so I hope you make that type of connection to your students, and then I hope they will be future organizers of blessed children educations in your country. Thank you very much, everyone. Боловсрол нэгж найдаж байна. Маш их баярлалаа. Бүгдээрэнд нь баярлалаа.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, our sister Yesun, for sharing your experience and how your faith was transformed through the Sunday school education and also helping other second gen. I'm sure this will motivate and inspire all the Sunday school teachers here today to work even harder to raise our God's children, like our special speaker speak today. So brother and sister, remember that if you have any question you would like to ask the testimony giver, please message the moderator under the name Q&A privately in the chat box.
And so now we will actually enter the Q&A session. I'm sure after a whole day of lectures and testimonies, many of you want to get some clarifications or answers from our speakers. But before that, I would like to introduce our moderator for today. He is a second generation from Hong Kong, and his name is Cesario, and he will be leading us in this session. Let's welcome him up.
Hello everyone. I'm here from Hong Kong, and I'm the brother of Henry. So thank you for all the amazing lectures and testimonies today. We have received many questions from our inspired participants, and in this section, I'll be directing the questions to our amazing speakers. Now, without further ado, let's just invite back our beloved speaker with a warm welcome. So let's invite back our Dr. Magdalene and Hiromi-san and Sister Yesun. So thank you so much. And now I'll ask the questions individually to one speaker by once at a time. But if other speakers want to answer to it, please feel free to do so. So now let's start with the first question. The first question is for Dr. Magdalene. And one of the participants asked, is it important for a blessed children to know about and study the constitution of the and maybe of the lesson should be maybe taught in the curriculum?
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
The question is about, it's important for blessed children to know and study about Chungyugo constitution. Maybe about church.
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. Not only Chonelguk Constitution, the concept of Chonelguk, I think this is very important for the younger kids. We can simplify. Of course, the concept of heaven is so important, and the concept of ideal community is very important. In a very practical way, we can teach them what is that ideal world or ideal community that we want to build. And then as they grow up, then they can understand more. Oh, Chonelguk is not just being ideal. It's centered on true parents, centered on blessed families. Then they understand more what is blessing. And then, so that's why it's a gradual process. But this is also very important point because, of course, the concept of ideal world, they can get that also when they are learning from other sources, right? Not only in the Sunday school. So they can have different concept of what ideal world is. But very important as part of our education for our second gen is to have a very clear understanding what is that ideal world is. So and then we bring in the concept of having our true parents, and then living together as blessed families, and then expanding this. And that's why later on, I think some of our elder second gens, now the concept of Chonbo is very important, right? So I would say that bringing them to the tradition and the concept of what ideal world is, like Chonelguk is, these are also very important part of the education of our second.
Thank you so much for our answer from Dr. Maladam. I agree that we should really guide and educate our second gens about what true parents built for us and taught us about. So for our second question, I would like to ask Hiromi-san. And one of the participants asked it, what are good and practical ways to deal with a difficult student?
Difficult student.
Sorry, can you hear the question clearly? one of the participants asked, what are good and practical ways to deal with difficult students?
Хэцүү хүүхдүүдтэй яаж харилцах вэ гэдэг
how to guide
туршлагаас яаж
maybe it's like students with like bad attitude or they don't disobey in class, they don't want to join class actually. So.
That maybe depend on the age also. The small children time and then also the differently too. But at the first for me, what I'm doing is at the first the artistic relationship. Without the relationship, cannot scold, right? Like my children, if I can directly scold my own children because already tight relationship. Even sometimes the way of conveying the word, sometimes I mistake, no? But still there is a relationship, not so big problem because later I can follow. But if no tight relationship, cannot also. So if I can understand the situation with this child, and I can understand or the heart of this child, and also background and situation, I can say. But if cannot, just come to the suddenly come like that child, just only like motherly way, welcome, embrace, right? But yeah, at the first like that. But the person who have something problem, basically okay, but sometimes some problem, call and then directly talk. What happened, what the situation or something. And if you need some guidance or something that have a holding some problem, that this person listen first and then try to think together or something. But if the really very far person, there's something the problem. Yeah, at first welcome. Cannot even there is something problem. I cannot say anything. Just welcome only. Yeah. But little by little making the artistic relationship first and the later. Yeah, this is okay. Like that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the answer.
I just want to add regarding difficult students, actually very different level of difficult students. Some difficult students are like very overactive and too much, like noisy and disturbing. But there are also some difficult students who don't want to be involved, like they just sit there very quiet. They don't want to talk. So these are also difficult, right? Because you don't know what they feel. So that's why, especially for younger kids, the support of the parents are very important. For the elder class, normally maybe the Sunday school teacher can handle it because they are already like as mentioned by Ate Yesu, already there are like elder brothers, elder sisters there. But for the toddlers and the smaller ones, we need the presence of more like mothers who are there and then supporting and then once you identify who the difficult children are, then give more focus there, give more time, give more attention. But it's not easy to open their hearts quickly. So as I have mentioned, it's gradual, and then they become more comfortable with the teacher, especially if they have new teacher. Wow, this is something like shocking for them. Suddenly somebody in front of them, who is this? And then suddenly starting to ask them to sing or to dance. And sometimes they struggle. Why suddenly this person come? So that's why. And I remember one of the difficult students are some children who don't want to separate from their mother.
Ээжээсээ салахыг хүсэхгүй байгаа хүүхдүүдтэй үргэлж нааддаг тийм хүүхдүүд бол бас
ингээд one of our Sunday school teachers, Rumi-san, right? When who is that? I think the son. What's his name? I forgot his name. The eldest son. Now he's very elder already. Always tagging along, holding the skirt of her mother. While her mother is teaching Sunday school. But these are very exciting. Just enjoy. Sunday school teachers, of course, you are positive disciplinarian, but enjoy the uniqueness of its children. But important, do not limit your capacity to understand and capacity to adjust to them. Go down to their level. This is very important. When dealing with some children with some of these special needs, and special attention.
Зарим хүүхдүүд
So
ингээд
that's
илүү
why
онцгой
I think this is one
анхаарал
way
халамж
for
хэрэгтэй.
Sunday school teachers to anticipate in their Sunday school class.
Тэгээ энэ хүүхдээ ингээд илүү анхаарал халамжтай байх
Thank you so much for your
хэрэгтэй.
answer.
Хариултанд маш гоё.
And for the elder, for the
Том хүүхдүүдийн хувьд
something not a problem, but something not to come. That person who don't come to the Sunday school even. I will ask to the active children to make a relationship. If like adults, not so easy to have, but among second gen, try to let have a good relationship so that they can have a good relationship, and then through active second gen, little by little come to the
идэвхтэй тэр хоёр дахь үеэр
that side.
дамжуулан
Like that.
ирэхгүй хүүхдүүдийг
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. I think being Sunday school teacher is like being a parent. You need a lot of skills and experience. So I apologize if there's any audio quality problem. So the support team will type up the question in the chat session if you cannot hear it correctly. So moving on to our next question. And this is a question for our sister Yesu. And the question is about how can we guide second gens to be interested or pursue a life of faith? So coming from being a second gen, I think Sister Yesu have a lot of experience pursuing a life of faith.
Pursuing a life of faith. Question. Thank you for those who asked. It's a very hard one because for every person's background and story is very different. So the way you approach them would also depend on their background. If they're parents and both of them are very, very connected to the church, you can be strict with them, and you can guide them directly. This. But if they are the type of the family that's not very connected with the church, and you want them to have a life of faith, strong life of faith, and to pursue a good life of faith, then you would really need to make good artistic connection first, and build that trust as a teacher. And because like for students, they really trust the teacher a lot. They really trust the teacher a lot. So if you build the trust with your students, then you can guide them in artistic ways to pursue a life of faith. But personally, for me, how I pursued my life of faith is through different kinds of experiences. So ask them not only Sunday school, but ask them to also join YLT, ask them also to become part of service projects, also ask them to become part of how to say, the only way that the only way that you can make your life of faith very strong is if you experience life of faith, going through frontline experience, going through part of the parent. So when you have members who are under you and you take care of them, the story that I shared earlier, that we were paired as elder class and younger class, that was the first time that I felt that, oh, I have to take care of this younger ones. And so with that kind of experience, I wanted to have a good life of faith so I can share that to my younger ones. So I think, experiencing frontline, experiencing the heart of a parent, I think that's the start. We can be connected to true parents more deeply. But of course, it depends on the situation. But generally, that's
Thank you so much. I think it's a really tall task to guide someone's life of faith, and it's a task that we have to really work hard on. And for our next question is for Dr. Balagdam. And one of the participants asked it, is that if the children have bad impression to the parents, or especially to the parents that have say bad thing about church, how can we help the children to understand and to always comfort children's hearts?
Actually, Sunday school teachers will encounter this kind of situation when there, as I think I mentioned in my presentation, some of the children might start sharing about their struggles with their parents, particularly in terms of like questioning already the life of faith of parents, because sometimes they can compare with other parents who are active in the providence. And then when they go home, they see their parents not so much active or not so much involved. So this are one of the struggles of our blessed children, especially when they become teenagers and they start thinking on their own, they become more independent. When they are toddlers, they don't worry about that. They don't mind about that so much. But once they become, adolescents, and then that's the time they start also checking the life of faith of their parents. But as I have mentioned, the role of the Sunday school teacher should be like mediators. Of course, we are like representatives of true parents. However, our role also, we are mediators between the children and their own parents. So that's why, of course, once we listen, let's try to comfort them and understand their situation, if they have this kind of struggles. But most important is later on, you have to connect them back to their parents. So that we have to understand, of course, the center is always true parents, right? Center is always true parents. But because they themselves will question, oh, my parents are following true parents, but why they are like this? So they might ask like this. So that's why then as Sunday school teachers, you need to have a way how to comfort them, listen to them, not necessarily solve their problems, but most important is how to connect with the heart of their parents. Actually, in this way, there are also some cases that because of that concern of the children, then that opens the way also for the parents to change later on. There are many stories like this, that because their children are active, they became ashamed also. Now my children are looking at me. Now my children are seeing my problems. So then they become concerned about that. So as parents, they start also changing. They start also becoming active again. So there are several stories like this that I heard. So that's why it's give and take, It's not always that children are learning from their parents. Also, parents are learning from and growing from their children. So I think it's a good community of faith that we have to build. So that's why I think I also emphasize the point that, that shared responsibility. So not only, that's the problem of my children. And then if we have that kind of attitude, these are my children, so this is my problem. No, it's everybody's problem because they are heavenly parents' children. They are true parents' children. So that's why the shared concern, everybody starts to pray for this child, or have concern with the concern of this child. I think building this kind of community is very healthy in our movement. So that's why I hope that when Sunday schools are established in some of our centers, then the support of the blessed parents community is so important, so that the Sunday school teachers will not feel alone. Will not feel alone, and then later on they just absorb all these kinds of problems, and then become stressful to the Sunday school teacher, and then suddenly Sunday school teacher, I don't like anymore. Too much. So that's why there should be some kind of a support group from among the blessed parents. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really agree that these teachers, they have a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of ability and possibility for us to really guide and nurture our second destiny. And I'm really sorry, there's so many great questions. But for the participants who ask questions, maybe cannot be asked today, I'll pass it on to tomorrow and see if they have a chance to ask it tomorrow. And thank you so much for our speakers to really give their heart and answer some of these questions, and really to share and to give their experience to us. And I hope that we can really have a renewed inspiration and energy and to really foster our second gen and to create a great future for our church. So now this is the end of our Q&A session, and I'll pass the stage back on to our MCs.
Thank you so much, my brother Pierre, for moderating, helping us, and also especially thank you for the speaker, also trying their best to answer the question from the participants. And also, I want to also give a big thank you for the participant who has been joining us from 1 o'clock today and together with us. And really proud of everyone who joined. And we are really trying to make something greater, trying to be better Sunday school teacher. So we're grateful for everyone's participation. And actually, we almost reached the end of our program today. But before we close, we will have want to make a few announcements. So please remember to hand in your reflections. So the way to hand in, you can like scan the code in the PPT we shown. So because we also want to know, we receive some feedbacks. So the speakers and we as organizers want to know the feedback from you. So you can scan and try to fill in the reflection.
Now you
can also take a picture. So later when we finish, you also have some time to fill it in as well. So we'll leave the PPT, the PowerPoint right here, so you can have some time to take a picture with your phone. And also tomorrow for our day 2 workshop, we will be starting at the same time at 12:45 p.m. Bangkok time. So please join the Zoom meeting again on time so we can enjoy our second day of our workshop. And so and also for all the national coordinators and also staff, please stay back for the staff meeting after the program ends. And so to close today's program, I would actually like to offer a closing prayer. So I would invite everyone to join prayer with me. Please join me in prayer. Our dearest, beloved Heavenly Parents and true parents, good evening. Thank you so much that we're able to have this Asia Pacific Sunday School Teachers Training Workshop today. This is our first day of workshop and already we have received so much content, inspiration, and also heartfelt sharings from all of our testimony givers, speakers, and also lecturers as well. And I'm sure all of this content and experiences shared by the speakers have brought so many inspirations and also ideas to all of our Sunday school teachers here and also those who want to become Sunday schools in the future. This really allows us to understand the importance of our education for young people, our second generation, since their early childhood, because we know that they are not just ordinary children of our own, of each parent and families, but they are the true princes and princesses of our heavenly parents and true parents. And so as Sunday school teacher, we have this great mission that we should inherit from our true parents and to practice this divine principle and really teaching these to our next generation so that they can be raised as future leaders to contribute and lead not just the movement, but also the whole world, and to really build this kingdom on earth on heaven, a kingdom of heaven on earth. And so we really hope that all of the participants here, we can have throughout this day, we can really gather our thoughts and to reflect on how we can improve ourselves and to also prepare our hearts to receive more content from all of the speakers from tomorrow as well. And so please guide us and also lead us to continue our workshop successfully. And yes, we hope that you have also enjoyed this time together with us during this whole day. And so I would like to offer up this prayer on behalf of all my brothers and sisters here, Simon Pang, your Nat Pang's daughter, and Will Pang as second gen. So thank you so much, everyone, and all of the Sunday school teachers to participate in our Asia Pacific Sunday School Teachers Training Workshop for today. And please stay tuned for the exciting program for our Day 2 workshop tomorrow. And we will see each other soon again tomorrow at the same time, 12:45 p.m. Bangkok time. Thank you so much, everyone.
See you all. Thank you so much, Sir Julius. Thank you for all our Sister Howard. Thank you, Yesun Luna. Bye.